From the News OK studios in Oklahoma City, this is a News OK video. I'm Mike Sherman, sports editor of the Oklahoman, here to talk about those unpredictable Dallas Cowboys with Barry Trammell, columns for the Oklahoman. Barry, the Cowboys rolled into New York the week of the season opener and rolled the defending Super Bowl champions. They get to Seattle on Sunday and look like a wholly different team. What's up with the Cowboys?
Well, the Cowboys have the curse of being in the National Football League. That's the kind of thing that happens. There's only 5 2-0 teams right now in the NFL, and we're just 2 weeks into the season. So now the Cowboys played terrible, and there's no excuse for that. But that's a tough assignment. Seattle's not a great team, but Seattle has excellent cornerbacks, which means they can negate the Cowboys' strength of Bryant and Miles Austin. And it's a tough place to play up there in Seattle, and the Seahawks are getting better. So losing at Seattle is no crime at all. I do think the Cowboys should have played better, but this is not going to be even if this is a successful Cowboys season, it's not going to be an easy path.
And the Cowboys, of course, come home Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's talk about a couple local guys and fun with numbers. Barry, the stats, 6-0. That's the Cowboys' record when DeMarco Murray gets 20 carries or more. On Sunday, he gets 12. Do you buy that kind of statistical analysis?
No, because, the one reason he got just 12 yesterday was because they were losing. So I think it's self-fulfilling prophecy to some degree. But I do think it is important that Dallas establish a run game anytime they can get it going. And obviously DeMarco has become the feature back. He's become the number one tailback for this squad. So his running ability is very important. He needs to knock off the 4.5 yards per carry type of thing that we've seen and get a decent number of carries. But like I said, you can't be married to those kind of statistics. If they'd have given him the ball, 20 times yesterday, they were still going to lose. Lack of production or lack of appearances with the ball did not beat them yesterday concerning DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray, of course, the former University of Oklahoma star running back, burst on the scene last year when he was healthy, was dynamic in game 1 of the season against the Giants, looked the same way. 3 carries in the second half early, and by the time he got his 4th carry, it was 27-7. Let's talk about the other local guy on the Cowboys, of course, Bryant. Barry, Dez has been without big plays the first 2 weeks of the season. Is there any chance that those 3 guys or 2 guys that Jerry Jones has escorting Dez Bryant around before games were wearing the Seattle Seahawks uniforms during the game? They've shut down Dez.
I think Dez Bryant is a concern. Now, I think, he's got to play better. He's got to be more productive. He certainly wasn't the only one. Jason Witten was a disaster yesterday, but Dallas needs Dez Bryant to make big plays. And, Dez is a guy that he can get down. He can get in a funk. He can get in a slump. His travails, his private problems could go south on him. So that's one to keep an eye on. Dallas definitely needs more out of Dez Bryant in this new babysitting service. There's no tangible reason why it should affect his play, but you never know.
Finally, Barry, the character of the Cowboys and their toughness is being called into question. Rob Ryan blitzes 6 times and 25 dropbacks by Seattle yesterday, and the word soft is being thrown about. Heck, the Cowboys are even finding themselves complaining about a wide receiver hitting their linebacker too hard. Is it possible that the Cowboys played soft on Sunday?
Oh, probably. Sometimes that happens on the road. I don't know. You never can tell exactly what the problem was. It could have been as simple as schematics. They might have just got out-schemed. But definitely Seattle was more physical and tougher. And the truth of the matter is that is not a consistent thing week to week in terms of the NFL. Some teams beat, some weeks teams bring it, and some weeks they don't. So that's just something you gotta go back and address and fix. Now, the play in question, Golden Tate getting that blindside block on Sean Lee, the problem with that play was Dallas gets a roughing, a personal foul penalty because the guy just sort of tapped the shoulder pads of Russell Wilson as he went out of bounds, and that draws a 15-yard flag. And here's a guy that with leading with partially his shoulder and partially his head, blindsides a guy with a block. And, you're sitting around thinking, why can't we, if we're going to play that way, let's just play that way and just try to take people's heads off. But depending on who you are, you're protected in the NFL. So I don't put any long-term softness issues on the performance in Sunday in Seattle. Dallas just played poorly. They got beat. They're going to get beat again. Doesn't mean they can't be a premier team.
Thanks, Barry. To read more about what Barry has to say about the Cowboys and all other sports topics, to follow us on Facebook, to follow us on Twitter, or to stay with the best coverage team anywhere, just look at the links below, newsok.com, and you can get us in the Oklahoman every morning. Thanks.